So, today we're going to talk about how one single app is basically taking the official travel guide for Hong Kong and just completely tearing it up. Seriously, the old rules are out and a brand new algorithm-driven playbook is deciding where millions of people go, what they see, and, of course, what they share.
I know. It sounds like the beginning of a really weird joke, right? But the answer to this question actually reveals this massive shift in what it means to be a tourist today. And by the end of this, you'll see exactly how these kind of strange new landmarks are at the heart of a city's fight to reinvent itself for a whole new generation.
Okay, so it all kicks off with what we're calling the new tourist playbook. You got to forget everything you thought you knew about Hong Kong's must-see spots, because for millions of travelers from mainland China, the ultimate guide isn't a book or a website, it's the social media app Xiaohongshu.
What's happening is that the classic postcard views are being completely swapped out for a totally new set of destinations. And these spots, they aren't being chosen for their history or their cultural significance. Nope, they're chosen for one key reason: how good they look in a social media post.
And just look at what's on this new list. We are talking about a subway sign that, if you stand at just the right angle, seems to point to the Chinese character for heaven. Or a giant, honestly, kind of terrifying pest control poster. These are super local, really unusual spots that have suddenly become the new check-in destinations. And it's all in the name of getting that one unique, shareable photo.
So, with all these new spots blowing up online, you have to wonder, what's happening to the timeless icons? You know, the places that have defined Hong Kong for decades. Well, this is where the story starts to get really complicated.
I mean, these are the heavy hitters. Victoria Peak, the Star Ferry, these were the absolute non-negotiable must-dos for pretty much any trip to Hong Kong. They were the city's identity.
But then, you see a comment like this pop up on Xiaohongshu about the iconic Star Ferry. It's about to sink? Wow! I mean, that is a shocking thing to say, and it's a huge red flag that, for this new wave of tourists, something is deeply, deeply wrong with the classic experience.
So yeah, people are still going to these famous places, but the conversation online is getting more and more negative. It's just a constant stream of complaints about insane crowds, endless lines, and this general feeling that the reality just doesn't live up to decades of hype. And this whole thing, this huge gap between the perfect curated online photo and the actual real-world experience, has led to a new phenomenon. Now, users are trying to navigate a world of what they call influencer traps.
Now, to really get what's going on, you gotta know the slang. The first is zhongfu, which literally means falling into a trap. It's used for any experience that's a total letdown. But the one you see everywhere is belay, or lightning avoidance. And that's basically a crowdsourced warning system telling other users, hey, stay away from this place.
Let's take the famous Rainbow Estate. You see these gorgeous photos online, right? But users complain that those vibrant colors only exist after some serious photo editing. Or look at the Kennedy Town Pier. It's sold online as this serene sunset spot, but in reality, it's just chaos, with tons of tourists crammed behind a wire fence trying to get the same shot. This gap is a huge source of frustration.
And it's not just places, it's food too. While classics like Lang Fong Yuan are still loved, other viral hotspots are getting that lightning avoidance tag. Some users called a super trendy bakehouse bad, or they'll say Jollibee's chicken is dry. There's even suspicion about some spots, like this dessert shop called Lian Chow, that locals are saying they've never even heard of. It makes you wonder if it's all just marketing hype.
But all of this, the weird photo spots, the disappointing landmarks, the foodie traps, it all points to a much, much bigger challenge. For half a century, Hong Kong has been defined by one thing above all else, and that identity is now facing a full-blown crisis.
This single idea drew millions and millions of visitors every year. It literally shaped the city's economy and its entire global reputation. That one idea was.
Yep, the shopping paradise. It was a simple promise. The best brands, better prices, and a retail experience you couldn't find anywhere else. But, well, the ground is shifted dramatically.
And then a Xiaohongshu user posts this. It's devastatingly direct. Shopping paradise ruins. That's not just a complaint anymore. That feels like a final verdict, suggesting the entire model is just broken.
So why such a harsh judgment? Well, with powerhouse e-commerce platforms like Pinduoduo, a lot of users just feel like the price advantages are gone. You even see people saying it's cheaper to just fly to Tokyo for a shopping trip.
The entire value proposition that built Hong Kong's retail empire is being seriously questioned.
Okay, so things are looking pretty tough. You're facing a crisis of identity. What do? Well, it turns out there's a new playbook being written, one designed to tackle these problems head-on.
It's basically a 5-step game plan. First, diversify the experience. Create themed routes for art, for history, for food, so a trip is about more than just check-in boxes. Second, push for authenticity. Fight back against those influencer traps with official, trustworthy recommendations. Third, reinvent shopping itself by promoting unique local designers instead of just the same old luxury brands. Fourth, optimize things. Use smart tech to actually manage those unbearable crowds. And finally, number 5, instead of fighting social media, embrace it. Collaborate with platforms like Xiaohongshu and work with real, authentic local creators.
When you boil it all down, the entire strategy is about one fundamental shift. It's about moving Hong Kong's identity away from being just a place for transactions, like shopping and sightseeing, and turning it into a city that offers deep, authentic, and unique experiences you just can't get anywhere else.
And all of this leaves us with a bigger, more universal question, doesn't it? As algorithms on platforms like Xiaohongshu decide what's hot and what's not, from a random graffiti wall to a cup of milk tea, can any city, anywhere in the world, truly control its own story anymore? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.